Hello, everybody, and welcome to today's video. Today, we're going to talk about best essential oils for your children. So I have 3 kids, and when I was, trying to figure out all this essential oil stuff, I wanted to make sure I was using the best essential oils on my kids because I didn't want to be putting on them essential oils that are filled with all this other stuff and these chemicals, because that's not right. Essential oils should be natural, they should be pure. And that's what I found with doTERRA essential oils. They are, um, you know, they are pure. They are tested several times, 7 times in the distillation process, just to make sure there's no cross contamination. Um, they are really the best essential oils that I have found out there. And I've been working with essential oils, over 10 years now. Spent hundreds, maybe thousands of hours researching and using and just trying to get an understanding of how it all works. And so basically essential oils come from plants. They're either steam distilled or cold pressed. And, and then we can use the oil to support our body in different ways, support our immune system, respiratory system, all those different things. So we're going to get right into this PowerPoint. We're going to talk about best essential oils for your kids. Give me just 1 second while I get that pulled up here. Oh, let's see. It's got to be here somewhere. There it is. Share. All right. Start. Here we go. So, best essential oils for your children. Oh, now it's catching up, right? So, I live just outside of Atlanta, Georgia. For those of you not familiar with the U.S., it is right over here. I've lived all over the United States, but this is where I currently live, right here in Atlanta, Georgia. This is my amazing family, my beautiful wife, and my 3 daughters. Like I said, we've been using essential oils now for over 10 years. My oldest daughter there, we started using them, kind of because of her. And then the others we were already using as we had more kids. And we just started using them on them as soon as they were born. My youngest right here in the middle has had essential oils on her within minutes of being born. And so I'll get in and share some of those stories in a bit, but this is my beautiful, amazing family who I use essential oils on, who I, experiment on with the oils, right? That's what we do. We experiment on our kids. So I used to be a school teacher. So I used to teach public school. I taught 6th grade. It was 11, 12-year-olds. I did have a 13-year-old in there, but 11, 12-year-olds for the most part. It was a great job. Absolutely loved it. Except there was a few things that I really had a hard time with. One of the things was at the beginning of the semester, they would hand us a really big, thick packet of papers, and it was basically a script. On Monday, this is what you watch, this is what you read, this is the problems you do. And it was very regimented and very scheduled, which I understand schools need to be scheduled, but I always thought that in school, if kids were really grasping onto a concept and really excited about it, I would want to extend that just a little bit longer. Or if they were struggling with something, I would want to really help them and understand to be able to get through it. And with these new regulations, we weren't allowed to do that. It was, 10:30, you have to be done to move on to the next thing. And it just took a lot of the fun out of teaching. The teachers really had a hard time, just being individuals in their classroom and directing their class with what their teachers needed. So I took a step away, and that's when I really dove deep into these essential oils, and things just grew from there. I'm also an author. I wrote 2 children's books with a third one on the way. How are you feeling? It goes about, it talks about the emotional oils for kids. You know, sometimes kids have a really hard time expressing themselves. So I put a book out there so that way younger kids can feel, I'm kind of feeling like this. I want to feel like that. What essential oil will help me? And so that's a really great resource. Also, A Day Without Oils. My kids have been using oils since they were born. And one day they asked me, said, Dad, what was it like without essential oils? And so I just told them this story about a day without oils, and it just kind of evolved into a children's book. So if your kids have been using oils their whole lives and don't really know what a day without oils is like, that is a really fun book. It's also a great book to have at parent, mommy and me classes, parent and me classes, because you can read the book, talk about the oils that goes along with it and how they would help the situation. So I'm an author of 2 children's books with a third one on the way. Hopefully that'll be out here real soon. Again, this is my family. Just a little bit about me. You got this top corner. We like to travel. We take road trips. We jump in the car and we go. We travel all over the United States. We travel all over the world, really, to share essential oils with people. So you can kind of see the 3 kids in there. They're passed out in the car. You know, they do that a lot because we travel a lot. And this next one over here, we homeschool our kids. I was a teacher, as I said, and you know, the public school system just was not a place I wanted to send my kids to. So we decided to homeschool our kids. We do that every morning. Whenever we travel, we bring their school stuff, and you know, we're teaching them at home. Because we do travel, it's nice. We can just jump in the car, pack up their suitcase full of school stuff, and we're off, and they're not missing anything. And then at the bottom, there's my 3 kids. They're very, very active. On the 2 ends, that's my oldest, and then my middle, my 12-year-old and 9-year-old. They are active. They do jujitsu, and so which is kind of like wrestling if you're not familiar with it. So they're out there, they're wrestling, they're taking a toll on their bodies, they're working hard. So we use essential oils to help support their body, their sore muscles, all the time. I mean, we go to the gym and we're bringing essential oils in there. Then the middle picture is my youngest daughter. She is a gymnast. She absolutely loves gymnastics. She's on her gymnastics team. She spends a lot of time at the gym. We spend a lot of time at the gym watching her. And we always go with essential oils because they help support her muscles. When she falls off the beam, you know, she gets hurt, we're using oils on it. We support her emotions when she doesn't do as well as she would have liked on an event. We're putting essential oils on her just to comfort her. She carries essential oils out onto the mat with her because she can always come running over to us, and she knows exactly what to put on there because we've been using them for so long, and we've involved our kids as we use them. So that's a little bit about me, my family, how we use essential oils for everything. Now, if you're brand new to essential oils, you don't know much about them, you're not signed up, you don't have a wholesale account, this is the starter collection that I suggest. It comes with all of these oils and the diffuser, and all of these oils are perfect for your home. They can address anything that you and your kids may come into contact with or have any issues with. You know, so we're going to take a look. We're not going to take a ton of focus on this. We're going to look at it real quick. So this is the starter collection you want. All right. Top children's health issues. Sore throat. You can use On Guard, frankincense, and Easy Air. Came in that kit. Ear pain, when your kid's ear hurts, you know. Tea tree oil, frankincense. Came in that kit. Cuts and scrapes, lavender, frankincense, tea tree. Anxiety, lavender, frankincense, and lemon. Pain, frankincense, peppermint, On Guard, deep blue. You know, the common cold, right? Kids get a little cough. On Guard, oregano, peppermint. Now, if they get a cough, you want to use lemon, On Guard, frankincense, Easy Air, or Breathe, depending where you live. It's the same thing, different name. Sleep, lavender, frankincense. Stomach issues, digestion, frankincense. Peppermint, runny, stuffy nose, easy air or breathe, frankincense, peppermint, digestion. All of those oils, those common household health issues that everybody comes into contact with, every kid, every adult, everybody, this is the kit you want. Okay, so we're going to go into how to use them. So you've got aromatically and topically. So you can put them in a diffuser, and the diffuser will break down the essential oils, disperse them into the air, and then you can smell them in. And it'll change your mood, and it'll affect you. Now, I didn't think that was true. It's like, no. I can't smell something and change your mood. But I watched it happen, right? I came home from work one day from teaching, just grumpy, in a bad mood. It was a bad day. I didn't want to do anything. I wanted to sit on the couch, just relax. And we were just starting to use essential oils, not really too big into it. My wife, she secretly took the diffuser, put some wild orange in it, and then put it on the table next to me and plugged it in. And it started diffusing. Now, I didn't know she was doing this till after, because I had tunnel vision, watching TV, didn't want anybody to talk to me, just needed to kind of decompress a little bit. And just in a few minutes later, my mood changed. I was happy. I was playing with my kids, sitting on the floor. I don't even know what was on TV. I wasn't engaged in that anymore. I was just happy. And she came over and she said, "Hey, did that work?" I said, "Did what work?" She said, "I put the diffuser over there with some essential oils, some wild orange in it for you to smell to change your mood because you were kind of grumpy." And I thought, wow, it did. That's pretty good. Excuse me 1 minute. Oh, excuse me. I sneezed there. Right? And so you can change moods by aromatically, and then topically, you can put it right on your skin. So if your back hurts, put it on your back. Your elbow hurts, put it on your elbow, your neck, your forehead, wherever. You can put it on your skin. And the great thing is, there's no additives. There's no synthetics. There's nothing added. You are getting pure oil. So when you use it topically, you only need to use 1 or 2 drops. Where with other companies that have a bunch of additives, you've got to use like a whole bottle, right, to get the effect you want. Not with doTERRA. 1 or 2 drops. It's absolutely fantastic. So that is how you use the main ways you use essential oils. Some safety tips for dilution for those that have kids: 0 to 2 years age, 1 to 3 drops of essential oil, or 1 drop of essential oil, 3 drops of carrier oil, fractionated coconut oil. And then you can put it on your child. 2 years or older, we like to do a 50-50 ratio, 1 drop oil, 1 drop carrier oil, and apply it where needed. Now, you know your child best. If you know they are 7 years old, but they have sensitive skin, use the 1 to 3 ratio. That's okay. Use your knowledge as a parent and apply safely. So this one, what I have here is just a rule of thumb. It's what we follow, but my oldest, we can put it straight on her, and she was with no fractionated coconut oil when she was 2, no problem. Even when she was 1, no problem. But my middle daughter, when she was born, we had to dilute it for her because she just didn't love it, so we diluted it for her. So use your parental knowledge about your children and dilute how you see fit. Okay, let's talk about some of the other oils for focus. We have peppermint there. Peppermint, great oil for focus. Throw that in a diffuser, and you can use that. And it's been scientifically proven now. You can look this up. When you're smelling peppermint in a diffuser and studying something at the same time, you remember that information better. Then when you need to recall that information, if you smell peppermint, you can recall the information better. Pretty great, huh? So throw some peppermint candy in if you need to. If your kids have a test, give them a peppermint candy or a piece of gum. Just that scent will be able to recall that information. Then you've got Intune, the Focus Blend. This is specifically for focusing. We like to put it on our kids right on the top of their forehead when they're having a little bit of trouble getting some stuff done, such as math work, right? So that's what we use. And then Thinker. Thinker works really, really well for my youngest. And so we can put Thinker on her forehead and she is dialed in. Nothing can distract her from getting work done. We go through bottles of Thinker all the time because we know how much it works for her. And so every day we're putting that on her because we need her to get her work done, right? So I even use them as an adult. I use Intune when I have a presentation I'm working on or a big event that I'm trying to get ready for. Intune, Thinker is what I'm using. Now, here is a DIY roller ball and a diffuser blend to use. So the roller ball recipe is a focus aid. It's vetiver, cedarwood, lavender, and peppermint. And then you fill the rest of the bottle up with fractionated coconut oil. And that's a 10 ml roller bottle. And this is the recipe we used before we had Intune, before I used Intune, before even doTERRA carried it, before Thinker. This is what we used and it worked great. So I wanted to share that recipe with you because one of the things to remember is everybody is different. What works for my kids may not work for your kids. So like I said, my youngest loves Thinker. Thinker may not work for your youngest. It may work for your oldest. It may not work for any of your kids, but there is an oil that will work as long as you keep looking for it. And the great thing is, let's say you try peppermint, right? You try peppermint for focus and it doesn't work for your kids. Well, you know what? Peppermint has a lot of other uses. It can help your immune system. It can help your digestive system. So you're not wasting any money. You're just going to find a different way to use that oil instead of for focus. And that's the great thing about these oils, because you can use them for so many things. You're never wasting your money if it doesn't work, because you can use them for other uses. So we've got our focus aid there. And then at the bottom there, we have our diffuser blend, rosemary, peppermint, lemon. Smells great, right? Smells really good. So throw a few drops in your diffuser when your kids are studying, or if you're trying to get work done around the house, or you know what, if you just need some help in the house, right? Sometimes as parents, we don't feel like we're getting any help. Everybody's doing their own thing. You know, throw that in there, let it go for a minute, and then ask for some help. Everybody will be focused on to help you. So there's our roller blends. Stress. Stress is a big one. Now, we don't always think that kids have stress. I mean, how much stress can a 7-year-old have, right? How much stress can a 4-year-old have? Well, more than you'd probably think, right? If they go to school, they're stressed. They got to worry about peer pressure. They got to worry about trying to fit in and be cool, you know, find themselves. They've got tests. They've got, you know, all kinds of things going on at school. And then if they're involved in activities, sports, you know, art, any like music lessons, you know, trying to fit all that in can be stressful on a kid, and they don't know how to handle it necessarily. You know, as adults, we've figured out how to handle our stress. You know, for me, I have certain things that I handle stress. You know, when I get too stressed, I can go and do. And relax. My wife has things that she does to help handle her stress. With my kids, you know, they're still trying to figure it out. So we use these oils: frankincense, elevation, lavender, and balance. These oils are amazing. Frankincense, really, what doesn't frankincense do, right? There's a saying in my house: when in doubt, frankincense comes out. So we pull frankincense off the shelf and let it do its job. Absolutely amazing. In ancient times, frankincense was considered to be the internal medicine. And so you can put one drop underneath your tongue and it'll do its thing. Really, it will. Inflammation, pain, frankincense, stress, can do it all. Frankincense does everything. Elevation. Elevation is your joyful blend. This is the blend we use before the emotional oils to help balance your mood. When you're down, elevation takes you up. It is a smell good, feel good, diffuse good oil. Balance is a grounding oil. I use it every single morning. It's part of my morning routine. I'm putting balance on. Helps me feel grounded for the day. Helps me, just prioritize my day and feel stress-free. And then lavender. Everybody knows lavender is known for its relaxing qualities, so that helps reduce stress. Here's a stress less roller blend for a 10 ml bottle. You've got 8 drops lavender, 6 drops bergamot, 5 drops wild orange, 2 drops elevation. This magical stress less blend does wonders for adults and kids. So if there's a lot of pressure on your kids at school, at college, at sports, and other activities, or you could just tell they're feeling overwhelmed, stressed, make this for them and let them roll it on their back or their bottom of the feet. And roll it on a couple times a day, and you'll be amazed. You will watch them change to just being less stressed. It's absolutely fantastic. Now, they don't want to put oils on. Let's say they don't want to smell like that. Maybe you got a boy who, I don't want to smell like lavender or nothing like that. Throw this in a diffuser. 2 drops bergamot, 2 drops lavender, 2 drops frankincense. You put that in a diffuser, let that go. You could see the stress melt away. Just their facial, their face changes. You could just tell everything's relaxed, and that stress helps. That stress less blend really helps in the diffuser. So try those. Emotions. Emotions. We have console, peace, motivate, passion, forgive, and cheer. These oils are my family's best friend. I'm the only guy in my house, and emotions are all over the place. They are everywhere. You know the saying, if you don't like a teenager's mood now, wait an hour? It's true, because emotions are everywhere. They could be happy one minute, crying the next. I'm going to share with you a true story. Just happened the other day. So we were sitting in our living room, and by our living room, we have a big, like French door, big glass door that opens that we can go out into the backyard. So we're sitting in the living room and talking to my kids, and we're all just kind of hanging out. And my oldest daughter looks through the glass door, and she sees a robin, a red bird, sitting on the fence. And she jumps up and says, "It's such a pretty bird." She's so excited to see it. She watches it for a minute, and she says, "Oh, I'm going to go get my camera to take a picture." So she runs to get her camera, just her phone, take a picture of it, and comes back, and the bird is gone. I tell her, "Sorry, the bird flew away." And she broke down. She started crying, just all out, like heartbroken. The bird flew away, sobbing inconsolably. It's like, I don't know what just happened. Literally, a bird flew away, and you're crying. I didn't know what to do. I was absolutely at a loss. I'm giving her a hug, patting her back. It's okay. Maybe you'll see it again. But nothing was working. So I quietly leaned over to her little sister, her middle daughter, who had this look of what the heck just happened on her face, and said, "Hey, go get me the emotional oils, please." So she brought me the whole pack of the emotional oils, and I just started rolling them up and down every single one of my daughter's back. I don't know what to use, so I used them all, right? Rolling them all up and down her back. By the time I was done with the last oil, she was fine, and she was happy again. And you wouldn't even know she was crying except she was red-faced, and my shirt that I was wearing had water marks on it from her tears and snot, right? So these emotional oils, game changer right here. If you don't have these emotional oils and you have kids, you need these oils. So, and they do exactly what they say. Motivate is going to motivate you. Forgive helps you forgive things. Console, when you're feeling sad. Peace, balances out. Grounding blend, reassuring blend. So when I say motivate, passion, console, peace, cheer, that's what they do. They're pretty easy to remember because doTERRA names them easy things to remember. So we didn't always have those blends. We used this chill out blend, and we made our own in a 10 ml roller bottle, frankincense, wild orange, lang lang. You can see how many drops right there. And we would just roll it on our kids. We had this made permanently on the counter, one upstairs, one downstairs. So that way, whenever the kids were having an emotional breakdown, or one of us as adults, we would just roll that on. Works fantastically well. I mean, sometimes we even still make this because we don't want to carry 15 oils with us, right? Well, it's not that many, but we carry all those emotional oils. We don't want to do that. So we make up this blend, stick it in our cars, in our purse, in our bags. And then that way, when we go out with our kids, they have some type of emotional breakdown, we've got the chill out blend right there. And that could be a temper tantrum, right? Kids throw temper tantrums in the store. I've seen it. To the waiter bringing them the wrong colored silverware, right? I wanted green silverware, but I don't have green. You get white. You never know when it's going to happen. So it's really nice to be prepared with that chill out blend. And then sometimes they don't even want to be consoled. Sometimes the emotions are so out of control. You're just like, you're going to bite my head off if I even try and help you. That's when you use a diffuser. 3 drops grapefruit, 3 drops wild orange, 1 drop bergamot. Put it in there and let that magic start working. Try to get it to them as close as you can. Not too much in their face, but next to them, and let them smell that, and you'll see their mood change. So these are great diffuser blends and your rollerball blend. Immune system. This is a big one. If you've got kids, they go to school, they go to playgrounds, public transportation, you're taking the train, you're the bus, whatever, you need immune support, right? I was in school, a teacher, as I said earlier. I know how quickly germs spread. Schools are like cesspools of germs, and they just grow and grow and grow. And your kids come into contact with that. Think about what happens when one kid coughs on their hand. Then they touch the doorknob to go out. Then that doorknob closes, and the next kid touches the doorknob. Now they have germs. And the next kid, they have germs. The next kid, they have germs. And so on. Every kid that touches that doorknob. But then, maybe that same kid who coughed in his hand now gives a high five to the next kid. Germs are spread, right? Germs spread so quickly. Same thing when you're taking the train or the bus or a cab. You don't know how often those are cleaned. You're coming into contact with germs as well. So this one just isn't for kids, it's for adults too. You got Breathe, also known as Easy Air, for your respiratory support. 1 or 2 drops right on your chest, maybe a little bit under your nose, gonna open up that airway. Oregano. Oregano is what you use if you're not feeling well and you've got to bring in like the big guy. You've got to bring in the boss to take care of it, right? You use oregano for that. On Guard is your everyday immune protective blend. This is an everyday oil, morning and night. It will support the immune system, and that's what you need. And then you got Melaleuca, also known as tea tree oil, great for the immune system, great for the skin. Really just, when you're adding it to any of these other ones, just enhances them all. So those are your immune oils. And now if you need a quick, easy to apply rollerball in a 10 mil, you've got it right there. You could see it on the screen. On Guard, oregano, tea tree, frankincense, and lemon. And so we make this blend up if our kids maybe are feeling a little under the weather. They don't really get sick because we use oils all the time and it really supports their bodies the way they need. But, they may wake up and go, oh, I just don't feel great. I don't feel terrible, but I don't feel good. Just kind of that in between. We make up this blend and we roll it on our kids, no joke, 20 times a day. All the time, from the time they wake up, from the time they go to sleep, on their backs, on their feet, constantly. seriously 20 times a day. I know that seems like a lot, but the next day they're fine. They're not sick. So when you're consistent and you give the body the boost when they're not feeling great, it's going to kick it quicker. If we didn't put that on, they've probably been sick for a couple of days. But this immune roller is strong and powerful. And then we also do in the diffuser On Guard and Lemon just to kill any germs or anything that's in the air. So that way nobody else gets it. Because you know what happens when one person gets sick? Everybody gets sick, right? And so we don't want that in our house. So we use that to kill the germs in the air. Sleep. Oh, sleep. You know, if you're a parent, you probably haven't slept since your kids have been born, right? For me, it's been about 12 years since I've had a good night's sleep. I'm just kidding. Just kidding. Just kidding. So sleep is something that we wouldn't think kids struggle with. I mean, as adults struggle with it all the time. Probably because we choose to stay up late and binge watch Netflix, right? And then have to get up early and do stuff in the morning. But that's on us. But kids, you know, we put them to bed and they have restless nights or whatever that looks like for them. And so these are the restful sleep oils that I suggest. Petitgrain, lavender, and calmer. And start with lavender because we know lavender is known for its relaxing qualities. A few drops of lavender on the bottom of the feet and back, awesome. Works really good. In fact, my oldest keeps a bottle next to her bed, puts it on all by herself before she goes to sleep because she knows it helps her. And honestly, if a child can tell that essential oils help them in their sleep, they obviously work, right? So my oldest daughter loves lavender, puts her to sleep. My my middle daughter likes lavender too. She likes calmer. She's not too picky between those. Her body will respond either well to help get her to sleep, either lavender or calmer. Now my youngest cannot use lavender. For some reason, we put lavender on her and she is hyper. Whoa! We learned that the hard way. We put lavender on her just like everybody else, and she is wired, jumping everywhere. She thinks it's her gymnastic meet, practicing, music blaring. I'm like, what is going on? And then doTERRA came out with Petitgrain. And the heavens opened up and a light shined down on her because we found the perfect sleep oil for her, and it's Petitgrain. Petitgrain has a lot of the same qualities as lavender, except it comes from, you know, a little different plant, so it doesn't hype her up. Petitgrain is also referred to as the manly lavender. So if you got guys in your life who have a hard time sleeping, try Petitgrain. 1-2 drops on her back or the bottom of her feet. Oh, it's like magic. Seriously, we have we've always had at least 2 bottles of Petitgrain in our house because we never want to run out of that for her. So we always have at least 2 of these because I would hate to put one on and go, oh, we're out. We don't have any more because we need her to go to sleep. So here's the sleep roller blends and diffuser recipes. We've got our night blend, which is lavender, petitgrain, cedarwood, and vetiver. And this is a really, really good blend. This blend works really well for a lot of kids I know. That's why I put it in here. My nephew, he uses this when he goes to sleep. And so do my nieces. They absolutely love this blend. Their parents make it up for them. They each have one right on their nightstand when they go to bed, and they're a little bit older. So when they go to bed, they roll it right on their feet. Works really, really well for them. Before we had Petitgrain, this is what we use. The lavender, cedarwood, and vetiver. We added Petitgrain in there just for that extra boost. Works really well. And then for a diffuser blend, this is really, really nice. Lavender, cedarwood, and vetiver. I mean, when you smell that, you just get sleepy smelling it. So throw that in a diffuser in your kids' rooms, in your room. If you've got guests over, and put it in their room, and they'll get a good night's sleep as well. So it's a great diffuser blend. Digestive. Let's talk digestive now. Fennel, peppermint, ginger, and digestin. All of these oils are known for their digestive qualities, can help the digestive system. I just want to take a second and talk about Digestin. Never leave home without it. You never know when tummy troubles are going to hit with your kids, right? You could be out at a restaurant you've eaten at 100 times. They're fine. And then one time, their stomach starts hurting and they feel like they're going to throw up. You want Digestin when that happens. Okay, same with ginger, peppermint, fennel. I mean, any of these, but we always carry the Digestin with us. Here's our Tummy Tamer blend: 20 drops 20 drops Digestin, 5 drops wild orange, in a 10 ml roller bottle. And we like this one because some people don't like the smell of Digestin. The wild orange covers it up, so you get the pleasant aroma of wild orange, but the digestive power of Digestin. Perfect combination. And then in your diffuser, ginger, grapefruit, peppermint. You're going to be diffusing that. If people got some upset stomachs, they're not feeling well, just maybe a little nervous or something, you're going to want to use that if they've ate some bad food. It's not really agreeing with them. So these are our digestive rollers and blends. First aid: Correct-X, myrrh, melaleuca, helichrysum, and frankincense. I could tell you a story about each one of these oils and how amazing they are in first aid and why you need to have them in a first aid kit. I could take 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 40 minutes for each oil, but I'm not going to do that because I know you don't want to be here all day. So I'm going to tell you one that combines them all because I like stories and I think it helps illustrate how powerful these oils are. So a few years ago, when my middle daughter, she was playing outside. My wife was out there with her. Her sisters were all out there. I was inside working on dinner and things. And so they're out there playing. And all of a sudden, burst through the door, my wife holding my daughter, puts her on the counter, and blood is covering the side of her face. Whole one side of it, blood just coming down like somebody turned on a hose. I mean, just coming out. And then my oldest said she was running and she tripped and fell and her forehead hit the trailer hitch on my pickup truck. Because when we pull a trailer, it has a little hitch, and she fell and smacked her forehead on that and split her forehead open. Now, I will tell you, my wife is a nurse, and at this point, she was evaluating her to see whether we need to rush to the ER to get stitches or if it was something we can handle at home. She's a nurse, and so she can evaluate that fairly well. I will also say, before I continue on with the story, use your parental knowledge whether you need to bring your kids into the hospital or not. We fully support hospitals. We would have easily went into the hospital if it was something we needed to do at the time. So use your knowledge as a parent. Do what's best for your child. Okay. So with the disclaimer out of the way, let me continue. So as blood was rushing down, we kind of got a paper towel to kind of clean up to see the damage because we couldn't tell really what was wrong. And head wounds, they just bleed a lot. So once we cleaned it up, we saw there was a gash right above her right eye on her forehead, maybe about an inch long. And my wife said, "Give me some oils. Let me take a better look at this." So I handed her the whole case, all 50 something oils that fit in our case. She was like, "That's more than what I need." She said, "Give me frankincense." Took the cap off frankincense, just dumped it on my daughter's forehead. Handed her myrrh and dumped it on her forehead. And when we handed her myrrh is like a liquid Band-Aid. It dripped down on the cut and sealed it and stopped the bleeding. It was amazing to watch. Just it slowly kind of crystallized, not really crystallized, but kind of slowly form over that. And wow, first aid. I saw it right there. And then she put helichrysum on. That's also good for scrapes and bumps and blisters and things like that. And she put that on, and we were able to evaluate. And we were lucky enough that, again, my wife was a nurse, was able to take care of the issue at home. She bandaged it up using all of these oils on her forehead, using all of these oils and products for her aftercare. And now you can't even tell. The scar is so faint, you can only tell if the light hits it right. You go, what is that on your forehead? Is that a scar? I can't tell. So you would never know, because we used all of these oils for the first aid and after skincare. You guys, you have to have a first aid kit. You never know when emergencies are going to happen, that you're going to need these. So that's the quick version of the story. Here's our Owie blend. It's lavender, tea tree, and frankincense with fractionated coconut oil in a 10 ml roller bottle. And we use this, we have this permanently made up. So this is great when our kids trip and fall and get little scrapes, little cuts, just little bang, walk into the door. Oh, excuse me, walk into the door. Just everyday kid things, right? Kids, they can be kind of clumsy, right? I've seen kids walk into doors because they're not paying attention, right? Open cupboards and hit themselves. I mean, just stuff you would go, how in the world did you do that, right? Just everyday stuff. This perfect for the bumps, the bruises, the scrapes, the splinters, the little things like that, as that Owie blend. Now, if it's a little bit more traumatic, or they're really crying and they're really having a hard time calming down, lavender, balance, and wild orange. Those in the diffuser is and smelling that's gonna help bring down their emotional level, help relax them, help just kind of change that so they're not so dramatic, I guess you could say. I mean, I've got a daughter who, she falls down and it's like the end of the world, right? So we use this in our blends. So tell me and I forget. Teach me and I remember. Involve me and I learn. And that's a quote by Benjamin Franklin. Now, when we're using oils on our kids, we definitely want to involve them, because they're not always going to be home. My kids are not always going to be living with me. They're going to be on their own. They're going to have kids someday. And I wanted to be able to know what oils to use in different situations. So involve them. If they are going to bed, hey, let's put lavender on your feet. Why don't you do this one? I'll do this one. Hey, let's make a game out of this. I'm going to roll Petitgrain on your back. Tell me what letter I spell. Involve them in the process of applying the oils and using the oils, and things will be better. I mean, it'll be great. So if you have any questions, you can email those to me at ashleyjoebell@gmail.com. Just respond to how you got this video in your email. And if you're not already signed up or you don't have a kit, I'm happy to help you. Just contact me and we can get you the right kit to find your family's needs. And if you've got any other questions, I'm here. I love answering questions. It's what I do. I love sharing oils. So throw them toward my way. I'm happy to answer. I want to thank you all so much for watching the recording. And you know what, you guys, oil up, use them, and we're going to see you again real soon. Bye-bye.